Good morning, everybody. It's April 1st. I know, April Fool's Day. But I promise you this video is not an April Fool's joke. I'm taking the girls for a walk this morning. We're going a slightly different route. Today I want to talk about rejection as an artist. How to deal with it and how to look at it so that you don't get bummed out or give up, because those are the last things you should ever do. I know it's really hard when you apply to something and you never get in, you get rejected, you never get an answer about why. And that is frustrating about some of these art shows. Very few of them send out jury scores so you can have an idea of how close you were. Right now I'm waiting to hear on 3 more art shows. I did get a rejection notice yesterday from one of the ones I've applied to twice, and I've been rejected twice. That was the Crested Butte art show. So I don't know what it is. You know, maybe they have a lot of people who paint similar work to mine. Maybe my work isn't what they like. Maybe it's not up to the quality that they're looking for. Or, you know, who knows? It could be anything. But one thing I want to make sure I do is not get bummed out by it. So what are the things you can do to help yourself deal with rejection? One of the things I suggest is apply to as many contests or events or calls for entry as you can. Everything that you can reasonably afford and feel like is reasonable for you to apply to, or you feel is reasonable to apply to, I highly recommend it. You're gonna get rejected. I can tell you that. Nobody is ever gonna love your work across the board. I mean, everybody is different, and jurors are different. Jurors take different approaches. Some are very classically trained in art, and they are looking for certain things that I have no idea. I probably don't even understand because I don't have any formal art education. For me, I want to improve my art. I want it to keep getting better, and I would like to have more acceptance and get into some galleries outside of Colorado. But that might not happen for a few more years still. I have a long way to go. I'm working on it. But I don't expect it to happen overnight. And sometimes it's who you know. So I still don't know people in the art community in general. You know, or in Fort Collins I do, but I don't in other places. So that's another issue. But the more you experience rejection, the more you'll be immune to it when it does happen. And if you keep working on improving your work, eventually you will get accepted to places. You just have to believe in yourself, and you have to not let every little setback or rejection stop you. And actually, I don't even look at rejections as setbacks. I look at them as learning experiences. Come on, girls, let's go. Look at these wild dogs. Yeah, I mean, you learn, especially if they give you feedback. That's really nice. But even if you don't get any feedback, you realize, well, you know, did I apply to the wrong show? Did I not send what they were looking for? Or, you know, just need to work on my skills in that area. Just don't let it get you down, because you will get there. It just takes time. It would be nice to know, but dwelling on the fact that you didn't get in is not a good thing. You need to think about what you could do to get in next year, or if you want to go back to that show, try again. This year is kind of an odd year too because of the economy. So I'm really being careful about what shows I apply to. Most of them are within an hour and a half of my house, so I don't spend a lot of money. And Crested Butte was the exception to that, because that's a good 6-hour drive at least with a U-Haul. And I'll get to go up to Crested Butte in June, because I always go up to and see my friend at the end of June. So it's not that big of a deal to me, but I would like to know now why it's been twice that I've been rejected. So one of these days I might get in touch with the show person and see if I can find out what the jury was thinking. But I'm not in a real hurry for that. So this week I should hear from the show in Golden, which is one that I got waitlisted on last year and finally did end up getting in, but it was too late and I'd already made other plans. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that one if I get in. I just don't feel like it's going to be that lucrative of a show, but we'll see. And then the other thing is, the other one is the Pearl Street Arts Festival in Boulder. And that one, I would not be surprised if I got rejected, because it is a very high-end show and I'm still an emerging artist in some ways, and I just don't think my work is up to par for what they're looking for. I might be wrong, but you know, I'm not putting myself down here. I'm just being realistic about it. And then the other show I'm waiting for, which I won't hear from until late May, is the Affordable Arts Festival. And I'm pretty sure I'll get into that one. And actually that's the one I really want to do, because it was so great last year. And I think this year it could be even better just because of the economy. So the other thing I'm doing today, where I am also exposing myself to the risk of rejection, is going down to Boulder to pick up my paintings that I entered in their show last December. And she's had them since then, even though originally I was supposed to only have them in there until January. But she hung on to them, and none of them has sold, but I'm really curious to talk to her today, because I would love to be represented by her or participate in future shows. I just love that gallery, and I really like the owner. So I'm hoping that goes well today. We'll see. But again, you know, it's her gallery, and she has the theme that she wants and the artists that she wants. And also my work is more Colorado-like. Most of her gallery consists of Afro-Caribbean art. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, I'm just looking forward to any opportunity, and I will have a chance to talk to her. So that'll be my thing for today. So, and I'm not going to take anything personally, because hell, most of the time these people have no idea who they're dealing with. You know, they might know returning artists at these festivals. No, I don't worry about it. I just keep working on my art, and I'm trying to get better. It's really cloudy, as you can see. It might rain, although I doubt it. It seems like every time it's supposed to rain, we don't get any. And Boulder's the same. But I'm going to take these girls for a walk, and then I'm going to go home, pack up my car with a few paintings, some of my newer stuff to have in case Anna wants to see it when I get there. And we'll just go from there. When I get to Boulder, I'll take some video footage so you can see what it's like in case you've never been to Boulder. It's kind of a cool place. I really like it. All right, we'll talk to you later. We're going to Boulder. You can barely see the Flatirons. It's really overcast and kind of hazy today. Those are the Flatirons. Hey, I'm in downtown Boulder, and I just parked, and I'm just walking up here. This is Spruce Street here, and the gallery's right around the corner, right there. I'm not going to take any pictures in the gallery because she doesn't like having pictures taken inside the gallery. You can see the top of the Flatirons here, and there's 11. And across the street here. It's so nice in downtown Boulder. Such a beautiful town. But if you can see from here, there's Anna's art gallery right there. Just looking down toward Pearl Street Mall. Pearl Street Mall is just a block down there. Okay, so I spent about an hour in the gallery talking with Anna, and she's going to keep 2 of my pieces. And right now she's putting up a show, so she doesn't have a lot of room for other artwork, but she said to get in touch with her with some of my newer pieces, and after the show is done, she'll have some more room. So that's really good news. I'm very excited.